first session of the 18th Lok Sabha has commenced today, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and newly elected leaders taking oath as members of Parliament. However, the first post-poll war has already started even before the leaders got a chance to take up important issues in Parliament. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in his address today, raked up emergency which was imposed in India by former PM Indira Gandhi and called it a blot on democracy. He also said the constitution was torn into pieces during the emergency and the current generation will not forget that. He also said that the country was turned into a prison and added that the countrymen will take a resolution that no one will dare to do such a thing. On the other hand, Congress leaders Mallikarjun Kharge and Rahul Gandhi claim that PM Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah are the ones attacking the Constitution, and the India Alliance bloc will not allow that. The opposition leaders in fact arrived at the Parliament with a small version of the Constitution in hand to make a point that everyone has to abide by the Constitution of India. Well, Congress leaders Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge, along with other opposition allies including Akhilesh Yadav and Dimple Yadav amongst others, were all seen displaying the Constitution's copy outside Parliament today. Not just that, opposition leaders are also fighting over the issue of the pro tem speaker. Remember, of course, Bhartuhari Mehtab was chosen as the pro tem speaker, but the opposition said it should have been K. Suresh.
जून को भारत के लोकतंत्र में जो काला धब्बा लगा था, उसके 50 वर्ष हो रहे हैं। भारत की नई पीढ़ी इस बात को कभी नहीं भूलेगी कि भारत के संविधान को पूरी तरह नकार दिया गया था।
जो आक्रमण प्रधानमंत्री जी अमित शाह जी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पर, संविधान पे कर रहे हैं, वो हमारे लिए एक्सेप्टेबल नहीं है, वो हम होने नहीं देंगे। इसीलिए हमने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ओथ लेते हुए हमने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पकड़ा था। धन्यवाद। थैंक यू। हमारा संदेश जा रहा है, हिंदुस्तान के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को कोई शक्ति नहीं छू सकती।
Ram Mohan Reddy, spokesperson of the Congress, is joining us live. Sumit Peer, political commentator, is live with us on the broadcast. Let me bring you in here. Ram Mohan Reddy, first, clearly, of course, an attack on the Congress party, an attack on what took place in 1975 on the first day of the new parliament session by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He said the country will not forget June 25th, 1975. Mr. Reddy.
See, today people are vexed up with the history lessons by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. They want the current politics and they want today's news and they want the progress, because that is what people are waiting for. How many years will you tell the same old tales that, for everything, Nehru is responsible, Indira Gandhi is responsible, and, old Congress veteran leaders are responsible. How many days will you play the same game? So people are vexed with that, and there is also a witness. So people have witnessed that, fall of Narendra Modi in the recent election results. So there is a bit of change in his tone, but yet he wanted to maintain the pace. But unfortunately, things are not going to remain the same as it was before election results. So today what I wanted to say is no more slogans. Only substance is necessary for the people. And Narendra Modi ji, we don't want any make-up stories. We want something about Make in India. We don't want to see a prime minister who go mute when the daughters of this country are paraded naked. People have shown the strength. People have also, given a very good lesson, taught you a very good lesson. So today it is time for you to, learn. And we don't want your hard work anymore. We want something wise work. We want some wise work from you. Because within a span of 1 week, there were train accidents, massive train accidents, and a neat, paper leakages and postponement of scheduled programs and examinations. This is all because of your failure. There should be change in the administration. For that, you need to work with devotion. No more dialogues, no more dramas, no more make-up or cooked stories, or no more blame games on veteran leaders. So people want answers from you. People want your administration, how it is functioning. So for that, be prepared. And today we are we have huge strength in the parliament. And this is not going to be the same as it was then, where you have passed the, policies or acts within a fraction of minutes. It is not going to happen today.
Okay, let me take that across to Sumit Peer as well. Sumit Peer, bulldozing of Parliament will not happen anymore. The opposition has the numbers on its side and they will not allow this, says Ramon Reddy. You were hearing him, of course. Meanwhile, opposition leaders today getting the constitution to Parliament on a day Narendra Modi reminded them of the emergency.
Uday, thank you very much for having me on your show, sir. First of all, let me begin with, look, there's one thing which you cannot wish away, you cannot delete from the history, that is emergency was imposed by Mrs. Gandhi. You know, it's a documented history, right? Nobody's casting aspersions here. I have seen one of the interviews of Rajnath Singh ji. He said, I was put in a jail in emergency and my mother passed away. And I was not even given a parole for the funeral. मतलब cremation के लिए भी parole नहीं दिया था. So these atrocities have happened. Now, Congress in its tenure has amended constitution more than 80 times. I think 84 times. Congress in its tenure has dismissed maximum number of state governments. There's a record which anybody has done. Now, if you come with a constitution and you start the day by attacking the government, what does the constitutional change BJP has done? How many amendments has BJP done? What are the things? How do you compare your amendments with them? How many state governments has BJP dismissed? Answer is zero. And how has BJP imposed emergency? Answer is you cannot carry a copy of constitution and cast aspersions. Look, I appreciate that that opposition has got a good mandate today. It is the onus of the Rahul Gandhi ji or the opposition leaders to be a constructive opposition. You can oppose government on each and everything. But in the first day, you're coming with a constitution and again the elections are over. Bhai, wo constitution khatre mein hai. You got your mandate. And let me remind Reddy ji, BJP is on its third best performance since inception. And Congress is on its third worst in performance since inception. If you consider that third worst inception is a great mandate and Rahul Gandhi can disrupt the parliament and all, that is not what the mandate is. Mandate is for a constructive opposition. You challenge the government, you oppose them on each and everything. But you know, what is this drama, Tanashai and all that? This is not what the people have given you a mandate for. If you continue with your old tactics, they have not worked for last 10 years and they're not going to work for next 5 years as well. So God knows after 5 years, will be you in a position to only go to the people, what are you going to say? Because people will ask you, 15 saal mein opposition mein kya kiya? Then you will have nothing to talk about. So my only thing is that elections are over. Sloganeering is over. That all things is a history of the past. Let's work together. A strong opposition is very, very good for the government because that keeps government under check. Let's work for constructive things. You oppose government on policies, principles, you criticize them, you give them solutions. What we expect from the opposition as a nation is let's you give the constructive suggestions. If there's a need issue, which is an issue, what are you going to suggest? What is Mr. Rahul Gandhi's idea? What is Khargeji's idea? What is Akhilesh Yadav's idea? How can we make the system leak-proof? What are the things? But you are trying to use everything to cast aspersions on the Prime Minister. You are saying, "Bhai, aap hafte mein aage train accident hua." So what are you saying? Did Ashnavi Vaishnav or Modi ji do a train accident? Did he sabotage a rail track? Train accidents are unfortunate. But what are we doing? What is the constructive opposition? Are we looking into the things? Are we looking into the possibilities? Has the probe completed?
Are we going to see a bipartisan attitude in this Lok Sabha, Mr. Reddy, or is it going to be a tutu meme once again as we've seen in the previous Lok Sabha? Do we expect constructive business this parliament session? Already we are seeing, issues being made of who the pro tem speaker is. Now, is that really an issue?
No, see, we generally consider the senior most leaders when we are having a senior most leader from Kerala. So why did they go with the BJP then? BJP leader. When we have a better leader who is senior compared with the current pro tem speaker, so when they are going with the options and compromising, there arises the questions 100%. And just now I heard from Sumit saying that I don't see any change in attitude in their statements. If that is the same thing, the result is going to gradually fall down, and in no time they are going to suffer huge democratic blows, 100%. And when he is citing the examples of some recorded things which had happened in the history and referring that to the constitutional amendments, now I just wanted to bring it to everybody's notice that there is also history of Manipur issue. There is also a history of farmers' agitation in the independent India. It has never happened that more than 760 farmers have died fighting for the democratic rights which were promised by the BJP government. What about Manipur? And train accidents and neat paper leakages can be preventable. It only happens if we work with the devotion and dedication. From past 10 years, these people are not learning any lessons. That is what we are trying to teach them. That is what we have been raising in the parliament. Why? Why there is no change in the attitude? Because they are careless. They never care about the public. They always want that power politics. But this time, fortunately, they may have formed the government, but they should not forget that they are not on their own. They are not on their own. This democracy is having so much of power. You should also respect constitution, and let us not forget Article 36 to Article 51, directive principles of state policy.
Let me take that across to
As much as the
Manasvi
power
Thapar
you
as well.
have, there are responsibilities as well.
Let me take that across to Manasvi Thapar as well. He's also joined the panel now, political analyst Manasvi Thapar. You're hearing, of course, the debate already between the other two guests on the broadcast. But as far as Parliament is concerned, are we all set to see a fiery session, or do you expect more work this 18th Lok Sabha? Already on day one, it's a reminder of the emergency by Prime Minister of India and a reminder of the Constitution by the opposition, who all got small copies of it today to Parliament.
I think the most interesting part of reminding of emergency is that Prime Minister and the BJP has been trying to remind the country and the opposition about the emergency since the 10 years. But what happens is that after emergency, Indira Gandhi again came out in power with thumping majority. People accepted her. She understood that emergency was a wrong thing, and she came out in power after that. But the reality is, by going to the past is not serving the present and not taking us to the future. The problem with the Prime Minister and the BJP, what I think now is, this was something which was the winning factor for the BJP, that they wanted to talk about emergency and everything. But people of this country are now tired with it. You can't move out of 1970s. You are still going to be stuck there. You can't move out of it. You have to evolve yourself. What is your narrative about the country right now? What is your narrative on the right now? There are two planks which the country is facing. Is an accident, a railway accident, still going to be a PR thing for Ashwin Vaishnav? Is he accountable? Is he going to do something, or it is just going to be that he is not responsible? Yes, he's not responsible. He's not the one who was there, but yet the responsibility of the head is going to be there, because he's the railway minister of the country when the accident happened, and before that also he was the railway minister. When he wants to come about and give Kavach statements, that time everyone liked him, though that system was made during the UPA time, but never implemented, or it is even still not implemented anywhere. But the reality here is, questions are to be asked. When people ask you questions, you don't meme them. You don't run out of accountability, answerability. You have to come out and answer, yes, there was an accident, and the railway, if not the railway minister, who is responsible? You have to take that accountability. After that, the question of 24 lakh students appearing in NEET, still there is no clarity. After I think 20 days have passed, and where is the students' future heading to? You want to play on politics part of it, the states blaming each other, but the reality here is, where is the accountability? And if not the opposition asking the questions, and what is shocking for me is, instead of answering constructive answers on these things, Prime Minister is still stuck with the emergency quotations. This is
Honestly,
not
no doubt, of course, a robust opposition is very good for democracy. We do expect the opposition to play a constructive role. But is it going to be just tutu meme? Is it just going to be disruptions, or do we hope for good, healthy debates?
See, healthy debates are something which is more than important. I think for that healthy debates, first thing is to ask questions, and the second thing is to give answers to the questions. But the problem here is, answers are not coming up, and answers responsibilities of the government. Opposition is going to ask questions. You don't have to throw, and the problem in the last
Sumit Peer, questions are being asked. Why is the PM not answering them? Why is the BJP not answering them? Says Manasvi Thapar. Ram Mohan Reddy says, the government should not behave arrogantly. They're not changing their attitude. Manasvi Thapar says, why just bring up the emergency time and time again?
The thing is very simple. The first day of the parliament, and there was a statement by Rahul Gandhi ji 2 days back. He said, "We'll not let the parliament function." In a way, he hinted between the underlined lines, we have the numbers, we'll not let it function. What is the point of coming with a small copy of constitution to the parliament? Like, you are in a way trying to set the tenure. You are trying to get the constitution into the game. You have amended constitution 84 times. Why don't you respond to that? You have destroyed the constitution and imposed emergency. You have let people not to go to their mother's cremation because you imposed emergency. You put everybody in the jail because you imposed emergency. Then there was 84. Then there was Kashmir, Kashmiri Hindu exodus. There were so many disasters which happened. The worst Muzaffarnagar riots. There was maximum number of riots in this country happened under Congress tenure. So past is past. But what is the constructive opposition? I am talking about let the parliament happen. And as far as the pro tem speaker is concerned, look, the chunav of the speaker is going to happen on 26th. 2 din hai bhai. Today 24th is over. 25th, day after tomorrow, the chunav will happen. You have a right to put in your candidate. If your candidate wins, he will be the speaker. If your candidate wins, he can be the deputy speaker. So why are you trying to make everything into a ruckus? You let, and where is the constructive suggestion of Rahul Gandhi? Where is the constructive suggestion of Kharge ji? And regarding the railway, this accident, which are very unfortunate, as a railway minister, Ashwini Vaishnav ji was there. But let the report come. Do we know it's an accident? Do we know it's a sabotage? Do we know it, as per some media reports, possibly the driver overlooked the signals. So if driver overlooked the signals, there can be a possibility. It can be a human error. So how are we contemplating right now? Coverage system did not work, and coverage system is not implemented across the country. Only some sections of the railway have coverage system. To best of my knowledge, coverage system was not on this track. That is my knowledge. So you have to let the things come up. You have to ask these questions. Mantri ji, was coverage system there or not? Does I can tell you coverage system is not on track. So how are you bringing coverage system into that? You are making politics out of it. You want Ashwani Vaishnav to be crucified at any cost, but you are not doing the constructive part of it. If there's a need issue, what are your 10 suggestions? I have done programs where I have given some suggestions. This should be implemented to cover the need issue. Well, if these things are not coming, if you're coming with a miniature version of the constitution and telling, look, I will not let it happen because now I have more numbers. Your third best performance can be your is the best performance of your Congress.
Ramon Reddy.
The best performance of Congress.
Ramon Reddy.
That. So what is the problem? Where are you letting that discussion happen, Uday ji? Kaha discussion ho raha? Where are these suggestions coming? Where is constructive exposition happening? That is what is missing.
No, are we accusing that Ashwini Vaishnav was driving the train and he was responsible for the accident? And why BJP thinks that people are fools and believe whatever they say? Will any driver of any train just cross the signals and go and hit another train and willing to die? Arey, come on, don't push those symbols into our ears. The lotus, please, people are not in a stage to believe whatever you say. There are how many vacancies are there when it comes to the safety sector of railways? Why are you people failing to fill them? Why there were no notifications? So here we are not saying that he was driving the train and he did the accident. We are saying that he is the responsible person and the liability should be on the department. And yes, 100% he should be responsible. He should be held responsible. And you people are not prepared to learn from your past experiences. How many people should die? Believing in your, policies and department. How many people should die?
Okay, let me bring in Raman Malik of the BJP is also joining us now. Raman Malik of the BJP, you're hearing what the Congress party has to say. They are saying they are very upset over NEET. They also believe there should be a discussion and statement on the railway accidents that are taking place in the country. Meanwhile, opposition, including the Samajwadi Party and the Congress, brought copies of the Constitution on day one of the new Parliament session.
Do they believe into the Constitution? That is the pertinent question. And if they do, they would understand that for a Parliament to function after the elections have happened, it is important that all members of the House take their pledge towards the same Constitution that they intend to hold and protest, which the Congress Party and the UPA, of which Samajwadi Party also was a member, kept altering. I do accept this, that in this 2024 election, the opposition was able to set a narrative of the Constitution being amended or changed rather, not amended, changed. And we were not able to put the argument that it is not about the change of Constitution, it is about amendments that they speak, and we are in no mood to have any change in the Constitution. But yes, the opposition, by getting the numbers, believes that it has got a legitimate right to become a tyrant. They were tyrants earlier also in the last Lok Sabha. Now they believe that they are licensed tyrants.
This is tyranny. This is not constructive opposition, says Raman Malik. Manasvi Thapad.
See, asking questions is part of not answering them is obviously not constructive. But I don't feel when opposition asks questions, there is a problem in that. I think that a parliament can only function when there are questions and there are answers. The parliament cannot function if you go back to 1970s, 1950s and talk about the Congress.
Manasvi, can the parliament function if there are member parliaments without their oath?
Uday, you have to either unmute me or unmute him, because there is only one person who can speak, and parliament
without taking an oath, Manasvi, without taking an oath, can you become a functional
Uday, he's not
member
letting me
parliament?
speak here. How do you expect BJP to let opposition speak there? I'm not in the opposition also. He's interfering when I'm trying to make a statement. So how do you think they'll let? So the attitude, the problem is not in the questioning or in the parliament or the question. It's the attitude of coexisting with others. It's the attitude of understanding there could be a different opinion. It's an attitude of respecting the democracy. It's an attitude of respecting others' opinion. It's an attitude of taking 140 crore Indians together. That attitude is missing. The attitude of constructive democracy is missing, because there is arrogance which has been filled in the minds of these kind of people who would not let others speak just because they feel they are in the majority. They feel the others' opinion does not matter. They feel the country runs as per their ideology and their thought. You have to give equal representation to everyone. Right now, there are four people. Three of us did not interfere in whatever we were talking. We did not have. We may have a different opinion. We may have a different opinion, but as soon as Ramanji came in play, if someone other was asked by the anchor is the speaker, for example, anchor is the speaker, and he allowed an opposition like me to speak. He immediately interjected. He did not let me speak. He will not let me speak. The problem is not what I am speaking, what I am saying. That understanding, that level of cells to understand it is not there. It does not exist there. The problem with these kind of people are, they want to set a narrative of nationalism as per them. The problem with these kind of people are they will not let others speak. The problem.
Okay, Ramon Reddy of the Congress, come in here. Ramon Reddy of the Congress, come in here. Is it going to be a constructive opposition or is it going to be a disruptive opposition, is what the BJP is asking today?
See, I have just heard Malikji. This is what the problem. If you don't know the real fundamental of working of a constitution and for what purposes the houses are there, it is to respect the democracy. There will be always the ruling side and an opposition side. And why the opposition side will have major role? Because these are the people who will point out the mistakes being done by the ruling parties. And this is how a healthy, output will come from the houses. That is what the spirit which need to be carried by these houses. But just if we see the Malikji's statements, which are prejudiced statements, all that. Yeah, very sad. It is nothing but prejudiced statement. Is there any rule that no leader should not carry any constitution to the parliament?
Such kind of statements coming from the largest party of the world.
Are they carrying any weapons or what?
It is shameful.
Are they carrying any weapons or what? Are they carrying any weapons or what? They are not carrying any weapons.
Shameful.
My simple point here is
very sad.
If
the
there is
result
a
of
member
carrying the
parliament,
constitution
into
the parliament,
These are the reasons BJP is losing its mandate. The idea of BJP losing its mandate is because of statements made by these kind of people.
Then how can you expect him to function?
It is shameful that these statements are being made.
Be fully functional if he is not taken the oath?
It is always our thought process how we take it. It is always our thought process how we take it. Be an optimist.
It is shameful. It is shameful how these people are reacting.
Constitution is not a weapon.
It is sad.
That it is not allowed to carry into the parliament.
Member parliament.
Sorry, Malikji. Sorry.
Forget your emergency.
Unfortunate. It's unfortunate how these BJP people are
I'm
reacting.
not.
Okay, Sumit Peer also has an intervention. Let's allow Sumit Peer 20 seconds. Sumit Peer is coming back in with an intervention. Let's allow him 20 seconds.
Uday, I want to make one point. After 84 changes in the constitution, after inserting secular and socialist by a backdoor, after imposing emergency.
For the progress of the country, yes, we have amended the constitution.
After dismissing highest number of state governments, and now today carrying a miniature copy of constitution, you are trying to cast aspersions that we are trying to constitution.
But not
What
like
has
that.
BJP
But not
done to
like that.
disrupt this
That's
constitution?
of our laws.
Ratish ji, what are you trying to protect mathematically? आप बताइए.
We have not amended the
Allow me.
constitution just
What
like
are you
farm laws.
protect?
We have not
Allow me,
amended the
allow me.
constitution just
Uday,
like farm
allow
laws.
me. Uday, you'll have to allow me first. I was interjected
You are
by
just casting
Raman.
aspersions.
Raman Malik, the Congress party asking. Raman Malik, the Congress party asking a direct question to you. Raman Malik, the Congress party asking a direct question to you. Why wasn't the senior most MP made pro tem speaker? Why Mr. Mehta? Why not K. Suresh? Your response?
The same reason why Mrs. Gandhi and the Congress did not make Mr. George Fernandez the pro tem speaker, and they made their person the speaker. What is the logic that they are trying to give? Nine times member parliament versus 6-time member parliament. What logics are you trying to give? Don't be stupid
So
enough
are
to
you
give
emulating
logics which are
so
going
are
to
you
fail.
emulating the history?
Uday,
Are you
allow me.
emulating
Okay, that's a direct response. That's a direct response. Yes, Manasvi, I'll allow you 30 seconds. I have to end now. I have to end. I have to end. Raman Reddy, you got your response. Manasvi Thapar, 30 seconds and then I have to end.
As per Ramanji's answer is my response to that would also be similar. So BJP is also like Congress, so it's not a different political party. If George Fernandez ji was not made in the past, so BJP is doing the same thing which the Congress did. So they are accepting it. We are just as Congress. We are not
But
a
where
party.
is it written in the
So that is what
Constitution?
his answer is. His answer is his comparison
The
of George Fernandez
Constitution that
in today's
pro
scenario.
tem speaker has to be
Yeah, so that is
a
something which
regular
Congress did
maximum
wrong.
number of
Yes,
times.
Congress did
a
something
person
wrong.
regular.
Ramanji,
Last
and
time
you
it
are
was
doing the
Kamal
same
Nath.
mistake.
Was
If Congress
Kamal
did
Nath?
something wrong, that
No,
does not
please,
exonerate you.
Manasvi,
You not do that
Manasvi,
mistake. You could have been a party with a difference, but you took a easy
Manasvi,
route.
you're a kid. Please listen. Last
And you-
time it was
and you are an
Manasvi,
uncle.
last time it was
Okay,
Kamal Nath.
Raman uncle, the question
बेटा,
is,
पिछली बारी कमलनाथ थे, पिछली
अगर
बारी
आपने कोई
कमलनाथ
गलती
थे
की,
बेटा,
अगर बच्चों से
बेटा,
कांग्रेस से
बेटा,
गलती होती है
Okay.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.